I have a lot of games on my wish list, so today I'm going to take you through some of them and show you some of the ones I'm most excited for. A lot of them are more so cozy style games than anything else, so if that's what you're into, you might like this list and pray that they're coming out soon. Firstly, of course, Paralives. Paralives has a planned release date of 2025, but I hope that we get it Q1. It is currently being developed by a small dev studio and will be available on PC and Mac. One thing that really drew me to this game when I started looking at it was the level of customization that you could do in the building. You could do things in this game that it just doesn't seem like you can do in standard Sims games. It just seems very fluid and a lot more user friendly. And when this game was first announced, it kind of looked like something that would maybe knock The Sims off its pedestal, but I now don't think it's something that is necessarily trying to compete with The Sims. I feel like this game can live alongside The Sims very happily as maybe like an introductory game to the genre of life simulation games. So I'm very much looking forward to this. It's kind of nice just to have something that you don't need to buy a million expansion packs for to be able to get the full value out of it, and it seems like this game is something that will do that. I'm pretty sure these guys have a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or something, so you can follow along their progress by checking that out. Another game I'm very excited for is a game called Hotel Galactic. It doesn't have a release date yet, so we're not sure when we're going to be getting it. But it is a cozy management game inspired by Studio Ghibli. Ghibli? How do you say that? I've never known how you say that name. From what it looks like, it kind of seems like you manage a hotel and build up an amazing tourist destination in the best way that you can. You get to oversee and unite your staff, making them into a big compound family of sorts. You can make new friends and explore the world. I think you also get to host alien guests, which to me sounds really fun. A lot of customization. You can make different rooms, dining halls, buy furniture from merchants, or build them from scratch. So a lot of building options, it seems. You can also cook meals for your guests and experiment with new dishes, catering to their needs. So overall seems like a pretty casual management sim, which to me I always find really fun to play on stream as I get to chat with people at the same time. There's some interesting building aspects, and overall the art style just looks really nice. And if you like Studio Ghibli movies, I think you'll be a fan of this one. And this is probably also a good time to shout out that I go live on Twitch usually 3 to 4 days a week over on twitch.tv/Harrie. So if you're interested in seeing some of these games played live, make sure you come over there because we're always playing something new. Europa is again a game that doesn't have a release date, but it does have a demo. So if you want to check it out, now is the time to do so. It follows an android named Z, and they set out in search for answers, but this game has a lot of puzzles, mysteries to solve, and it has a big focus on the movement in the game. You can run, glide, fly, all that kind of stuff. It kind of gives me Zelda vibes a little bit, so I'm very excited for this one. I feel like I'll probably play this on a handheld console, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Moonlight Peaks, I'm sure some of you would have already seen it. Moonlight Peaks follows a bunch of vampires that live in a town very much Stardew Valley-esque, very supernatural. I feel like I'm going to be playing this one in October, when Halloween comes around, when the weather's getting colder. There is werewolves, witches, mermaids. The overall purple look of the game, there is a very specific color palette that makes me think it would be perfect to play in autumn. But there are witches, there are werewolves, there are mermaids. So if you like supernatural, I think that you might enjoy this game. From the description, it also looks like the NPCs are romanceable, and I know we're all a fan of romanceable characters. So keep an eye out for that one. Moonlight Peaks, again, says it's going to be released in 2026. I pray it's sooner. Tales of Seikyu, or Tales of Seikyu, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it properly. Please don't hate me for butchering the name, is a fantasy style farming simulator. Again, it kind of has hints of Studio Ghibli, but I think it kind of revolves around restoring a countryside farm to its previous state. It's similar to Coral Island, similar to Stardew Valley, as are a lot of these kind of cozy farming sim games that are coming out recently, which I think I'm going to make a whole separate video on eventually, because I do find it really interesting how oversaturated these types of games are becoming. But I think for this one, what sets it apart for me is the art style. It's a bit more anime style than I particularly go for, but I don't think that should deter me from giving it a go. So that is another game on my wish list. Outbound is like the life that I wish I could live, but in a video game. I think you pretty much build your own camper van, sleeper van, caravan, whatever you want to call it. Again, it's very much a crafting based game. I think some of it might also rely on creating renewable energy sources and building your own crops, farming your own crops, watering your own crops, and living sustainably, which is a very interesting concept for a game. And this is like the life I wish I could live. So I'm definitely going to pick this up. Please ignore the change in lighting. I'm filming the rest of this video in the evening, and now the lighting has changed. But we're moving on to the next game, which is very different to the rest of the list. It is a game called Brighter Shores. Now, Brighter Shores is developed by a previous developer of a game that I have known and loved all of my life called Old School RuneScape. This game is supposedly releasing in Q3 of 2024, which should be very soon, so I'm not sure I trust this release date. I actually don't know if I trust any release dates anymore. I feel like they always end up getting pushed back or delayed. This game is an MMORPG of the point and click variety, so if you've played old school RuneScape before, you'll be used to this, and Brighter Shores is going to adopt this same method. It is an RPG set in a magical land with multiple professions to try. I'm assuming because it's a game like RuneScape, there's going to be lots of quests, there's going to be lots of story to uncover, and lots of monsters to kill. On Steam, it's also tagged as free to play, which I didn't realize this game was going to be free to play, but that's a complete win in my books. If it's anything like old school RuneScape, it will have a membership, but I'm just making presumptions. I have no idea at this point. There really isn't much information about this game yet, except for the land that it's set in. It's going to be magical, it's going to be mysterious, and there'll be lots of magic and mysteries to uncover, supposedly. So keep your eyes peeled, because if this seems like your kind of game, I'm sure that we're going to get some more information about it very soon. Now, I couldn't finish this video without mentioning a game that was recently showcased in Xbox's recent game show called Mixtape. As soon as I saw Mixtape, I kind of fell in love with it from the get-go. The style of this game and the ideas behind it just spark something in my heart. The whole game seems set around music, or at least a specific playlist, hence the name Mixtape. This game seems like a really fun single-player game set around a group of friends, be it teenagers or young adults, going around creating mischief and having fun. It's actually set around their last night of high school, and the music is supposed to be really good. From the looks of it, it also kind of reminds me a little bit of Life is Strange, and there is a new one of that coming out very soon also. But once I noticed that, it kind of tugged on all of my heartstrings and made me want to revisit my young adulthood. So as of now, I'm really excited about this game. But sadly, it looks like we're going to be waiting quite a while, as this game is not due to release until 2025. Seems like a long time away, but actually it's only 6 months. Where is the time going? So if this game looks like your cup of tea, do not forget to wishlist it on Steam. I think that's going to be all for now, but let me know which games that you have had on your wishlist, whether you've just added it or whether it's been there for a while. For me, most of these games have definitely been on my wishlist a while, and most of them don't have definitive release dates yet, which is a bit of a shame. But it's probably a good thing if they're a bit spaced out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I aim to make a few more videos like this, kind of lists about games and just talking about games in general. So if you enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe. I know subscribers don't really mean much on YouTube these days, because you're going to get recommended videos that are close to things you've searched before or close to your preferences, but I would really appreciate it if you subbed or just liked the video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you